Welcome to the Sharpe Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, right at 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And I know I was thinking about doing an AMA today, but I decided at the last second to not do an AMA today. Instead, I would do one tomorrow. So I'll keep rocking and rolling. I may be off a couple of days next week because I have to do a little bit of events in the middle of the week next week. So I think I will still do an AMA tomorrow. But today, I saw something that I thought was different. And I wanted to comment on, and I wanted to give some receipts. How about that? I wanted to give a couple of receipts while I was at it because it really bothered me. What I have seen today is, believe it or not, the New York Post begin to turn on Bobby Kennedy Jr. Now you might go, why do I care if the New York Post turns Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Well, you may or may not care. Maybe you care what the Post thinks, maybe you don't. But the Post is a very popular right-leaning newspaper. I mean, very people from all over the country read the New York Post and take, to heed what they say. It's a common thing. People on the left think it's a rag, of course. People on the right think it's much more, not much of it. It can be more tabloid-like, that's for sure. But more people on the right tend to listen to it, pay attention to it at least. But more importantly, now that is fodder for the mainstream media, MSNBC, to say, see, even the right-leaning establishment hates Trump. See? That is their spin on it. Now, the problem is they now bring on more of their experts. And it goes back to the same thing I've been saying. They have learned nothing. Literally nothing. They just keep shaming, keep attacking. The only tool they have is a hammer. So everything's a nail. Just hit it with a hammer. Hit it with a hammer. This is the only tool they have. So hit it again with a hammer. There's nothing else to do. And it actually winds up making them, in my view, look really dumb. But maybe I'm wrong. I wanted to bring this piece up. It's not that long, but I'm going to bring some receipts here too, because they brought on a bunch of experts. Like, see, everything is, this is, oh my God, horrible. The world is ending. It is crazy. All right. Michael says it perfectly. Thank you for being a member, Mike. Same old song and dance, my friend. Yes, it's the one tune they know. So they keep dancing to it. So that guy who the guy who only learned the Cabbage Patch, and that's all he ever does is Cabbage Patch, that's it. This is Cabbage Patch constantly again and again and again. All right, let me start this off. I think you will enjoy it. See if I can find it and give you a couple pieces. And there's like lots of people here. Like it isn't just like one person, right? It is like lots of people here. All right. See if I can see this here. There we go. All right. And here we go.
Trump, his more controversial selections are to head the agencies that he cares most about, that he thinks represents the deep state. DOJ, the intelligence services. You could argue the health because of how the pandemic was handled last time around, even the Department of Defense. But we should note there's a bunch of voices coming out against Kennedy's nomination. One notable one, maybe surprising one, the editorial board of the New York Post.
Now, hold on. Now, we talked yesterday about the editorial board of New York Times. We went, oh my God, the New York Times editorial board, now that changes everything. No difference here. Does anybody even know who's on the editorial board of the New York Post? Does anybody care? No. But MSNBC says, see, more people of the establishment, because you Americans, you need to respect the establishment. Respect my authority. Will you just respect my authority? And we just won't. But they keep going no matter what. Who's a libertarian? Thank you for the $2, my friend. The MSM is crashing and burning. They are. And people have said it before, but here we know it's true. Why? MSNBC, their ratings are tanking. CNN's firing people. And they're changing nothing. Nothing. Why isn't someone reorganizing this goddamn place? I'd be reorganized like there's no tomorrow. I'd be reorging everything. Right? They need to hire me as business consultant and come and reorg. They need to reorg desperately. My neighbor has the CNN anti-Kennedy brain virus. That's good. I like that. Yes.
Which is out with a piece this morning with this headline. Putting RFK Jr. in charge of health breaks the first rule of medicine.
This part bothers me so much. Now, maybe I shouldn't get all frustrated and flustered, but I do, because it says it breaks the first rule of medicine. As you know, the first rule of medicine, most people know, is do no harm. What have the three-letter agencies been doing for the past 50 years? Nothing but harm. They are the ones breaking the rules. They are the ones crushing Americans. They are the ones putting us into a spot to where we are now some of the most unhealthy people in the industrialized world. This is literally the bad person calling you bad. This is propaganda. Shame on the New York Post for putting this out, and shame on MSNBC for pushing it. The data is in. We are getting our ass kicked. Since we've given the three-letter agencies more and more power, they have crushed us as a nation. They are doing the harm. It is doctors trying to stop them from doing the harm. Guys like Kennedy suing them to stop them from doing the harm. And they go, putting him in charge is going to start hurting things. Hurting what? Making things worse? What is our life expectancy going to go down? Worse? It's embarrassment.
The board writes in part this: the overriding rule of medicine is, first, do no harm.
Yep.
We're certain installing Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head Health and Human Services breaks this rule.
Okay, this is what they say. Breaks this rule. Breaks it. Oh my God. So he's going to, oh my God, he's doing harm. Hold on. I'm going to show you something real fast. Just because, because we're doing no harm here, right? Doing no harm. We're doing no harm. That's what they said. This here is a list of countries' life expectancies, top to bottom. Number one, Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea. Where's America? Oh, okay. Australia, Italy, Singapore, Spain, Norway, France, Sweden, Iceland, Canada. Man, we going down. Portugal, Belgium, Austria, Denmark, Greece, Germany, Bahrain. Where the hell are we? Oman, Czech Republic. Oh, there we are. 48 behind Panama. 48 behind Panama. Boy, we killing it, huh? We just knocking it out of the park. Boy, they should do no harm. They're literally killing us. Literally killing us. We're right ahead of Estonia. Take that, Estonia. See that? Show you a thing or two. Right there. Right there above Estonia. We're kicking their ass. And that's it. But do no harm. That's do no harm. Hold on. This is how fat Americans are. Here we go. They called it. This is from the NIH, the three-letter agency. NIH, their agency. They called it, it's their words, Fatland. How Americans became the fattest people in the world. Their words, not mine. You might go, Larry, it's a new phenomenon. This is from 2004. 20 years ago, the NIH called America Fatland. I didn't call it that. NIH did 20 years ago. And in 20 years ago, have we gotten better or worse? We got, way worse. So the NIH has known this problem, announced it. This is their website. They put it up there. It's January 2004. You can read it yourself. January 2004. They've known for 20 years this has been a problem. What have they done? Made things worse. If anyone is doing the harm, it's the three other agencies. Shame on the New York Post for that. Shame on them. I found this in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I found this. And they're sitting there, and they have the balls to go, do no harm. How can he do any worse? How can he do worse? If he just said nothing, we'd still just go down. We're getting worse. We're not getting better. In certain cases, we rank 60th in certain parts of health. 60th. And hold on, not done. But Larry, it's the funding. It's the funding. It's the money. And you crazy people, you don't give enough money. Is that the problem? It's the money. That's the issue? Okay. This is us. We spend more than everybody else. We're the top line. That top line up there, we're the top. We're top right there. Boom. Top. That's us. That's us top. We spend the most. We spend the most percentage of GDP and actual dollars. The most, not even close. The absolute most. And we're 48th. If we spend the most, we should at least be top 3, right? I mean, at least top 3. Top 5? Come on, give me top 5. I'm spending the most. Can you give me top 5? Nope. You just made top 50 right ahead of Estonia. Took dirt Estonia. Right ahead of Estonia. Just got past that. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people who don't understand we are failing miserably? And all they want is, let's put the same people back in charge again. They have been destroying us. What is wrong with you? Well, maybe Bobby King's not the right guy. The people in charge are not the right people. That's for sure. The data is in. Oh, you anti-science. I just showed you science from the science people. The science people gave me that data and showed that we're failing. We need to put them back in charge. Why? I would rather put a brain-dead chimp in charge. It can't get worse. We'll probably spend less money because he can't sign the checks. So we'll spend less money at least and still suck. This concept of we got to go back. Why are people thinking this? It's because this. Everybody listening to this right now either knows someone or is someone with a chronic disease. That was not true 30 years ago. Wasn't true 50 years ago. It's true now. It's true now. And we still got a mouth open. Can't believe what happened. Why can't you believe it? Why can't you believe it? Right? Roy says single payer would lower health costs. You've heard me say this more than once, Roy. I'm not mad at people who want single payer. They want some change too. I get it. I don't think that's the best way. But if you were doing that, I wouldn't go, what are you, crazy? I wouldn't say that to you. I'd be like, I get it. This sucks. But, it's not yours. Like, you want single payer. I don't know if you do, but whatever. Maybe you do. You want single payer, but you don't want Bobby Kennedy Jr. Well, where was single payer when the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency? Nowhere, because they don't want single payer. It's not going to happen. That's a lie Democrats tell you. That's not going to happen. It should have happened already. Most Americans, as you know, want some form of that. That is a very popular concept, the Medicare for all. Where is it then? Republicans didn't give it? No. Nobody gives it. Not going to happen. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So single payer is not going to work because they're not going to give it. I don't think it's the right answer, but I wouldn't be mad if someone was like, and I hear people tell me single payer. I don't get mad at them. They know this isn't working. What makes me angry is the people right now who are mad at RFK, all they do is say, well, he's crazy. That's the answer. He's crazy. Insane. Just doesn't make any sense at all. We know it's not working. We know what works now doesn't work. The Democrats wanted it. Why didn't they put it? Because they don't want it either. That's just some shit they tell people to make them think they're going to do something. Democrats aren't going to do anything either. They aren't. So, all righty, hold on. Let me grab Lunatic. Thank you for the $10, my friend. I'll wait until the deconstructions of these systems begins. The cabinet selections are interesting, but need to be confirmed. Also true. Good point. No matter how you slice it, we will have mass population loss worldwide. I'm unsure of that. I'm unsure of that part, Lunatic. I don't know, right? I know you're much more forward. You believe that you're much more hardcore on that. I'm not sure that's true. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm going to think about that one. Because it depends on how we react to things and migration patterns. That's why I'm not sure. I could see it not happening, but we'll see. That's where I'll go. I think we'll see on that one. I'm not 100% sure we're there yet. All right, let me go a little bit further here. You can see why I'm already all fired up. And I brought receipts. I didn't just sit here and I'm talking trash. No. I brought receipts.
We sat down with RFK Jr. back in May 2023. When it came to the topic of health, his views were a head-scratching spaghetti of what we can only call warped conspiracy theories and not.
Now, they called it warped conspiracy theories. Don't forget that. Everything that everything RFK said, Jr. said, was warped conspiracy theories. Okay.
Not just on vaccines.
Now, what else?
Neocons are responsible for America's policy ills, pesticides, cell phones, ultrasound.
That is crazy. That's what he's saying. Neocons are responsible for America's policy ills. They literally are. How is that a conspiracy theory? I mean, unless you're going to go neocons and neoliberals. Okay, you could add more on top of that. Okay. But that's not a lie. That's real. That's demonstrable. That's demonstrable. What are you talking about? Is there anyone listening who thinks, no. America's policy issues are because of, I don't know, what Americans wanted? Americans haven't gotten what we wanted in decades. In decades. The neocons make money from these policies. And so do neoliberals. So maybe because he only said neocons. Okay, maybe because of that. But it's absolutely true. The fact that MSNBC would actually defend neocons now, think about that. I warned you. I told you that Democrats are becoming neocons and that the neocons might just go become Democrats. This is another example of this. Now MSNBC is defending neocons. Literally. Right? Now he's saying pesticides, cell phones, ozone could be driving an upswing in Tourette's syndrome and peanut allergies. Is that so crazy? Do we know that pesticides aren't doing this? But they're like, it's crazy, it's insane, it's nuts. Okay, well, what is then? Why does every other kid have an allergy? Why so many kids have Tourette's? And why is it an American thing and not a European thing? Why is that true? Well, I don't know. Well, you've had 20 years or more to figure it out. And the three agencies can't do it, or they don't want to. Maybe they don't want to do it. But that's crazy conspiracy. Warped conspiracy theories.
Could be driving an upswing in Tourette's syndrome and peanut allergies. He told us with full conviction that all America's chronic health problems began in 1 year in the 1980s when a dozen bad things happened.
Okay. He has data to prove this. It did start around the 80s. That's accurate. That's a thing. But he won't show you that. It's true.
In fact, we came out thinking he's nuts on a lot of fronts. A radical, prolonged, and confused transition ordered by a guy like RFK Jr., who will use his high office to spout his controversial beliefs, leaves.
Didn't everybody think that same thing when the virus came in 2020? That everything was crazy and controversial beliefs had to be shut down? Did we all think that? Didn't they all say the same thing? And weren't they all wrong? Wasn't it an embarrassment? The damage that was done by those lockdowns and by not letting people help themselves, by calling things dewormers that weren't dewormers. Remember all those things they did? Remember all that? Masks were good, masks were bad, remember all that? That was all the same thing. That was all spouting controversial beliefs, and they were right. Why are you afraid of this? When I was talking about running for governor, I wasn't afraid. I said, okay, put all the info out and we'll pick the right ones. What's wrong with that? I thought science was about putting everything up and picking the right ones. No. It's about what we say is correct. And if you don't like it, you're crazy, controversial, and warped. They have learned nothing. They have learned nothing. Americans don't trust these three agencies because they have failed us. They don't trust the New York Post editorial board, New York Times editorial board. You have done nothing to bring back our trust in this system.
A lot of room for things to go wrong and for people to wind up harmed or even dead.
They're harmed and dead now. What perfect world that these three agencies have saved us all? Where is this happening? We have more deaths of despair. We have more people dying of literally diseases that can be cured. We are one of the fattest nations in the world. They said that, not me. They said that 20 years ago. Aren't people being harmed and even dead?
Extraordinarily strong words in the New York Post. A Murdoch-owned paper usually cheerleads Trump's, and a paper we know Donald Trump cares very much about. Joining us now to talk about this, Dr. Kavita Patel.
Joining us now is some doctor who was telling us how the bug from 2020 was killing kids every day, which it wasn't. Blatant lie. Another one who said that, you have to do whatever I tell you, and she was wrong at every single turn. She's here now because we pay her. Literally. We pay this woman to tell us that we're right. So here's a woman that we pay to tell us that we're correct. I wonder what she'll say.
An MSNBC medical contributor and
Yes, MSNBC medical contributor. Here is a woman that we pay to tell us that we're correct. I wonder if she'll tell them that he's correct.
Former Obama White House Health Policy Director. Dr. Patel, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's just start here. What we know of Robert F. Kennedy's health beliefs and the policy changes he wants to implement.
Yeah.
Just what sort of impact would that have on Americans, particularly our children?
Oh my God. What would happen if this guy's in charge? I heard that Kennedy was considering getting rid of the Department of Nutrition. What? Yeah. Think about that. The Department of Nutrition. These guys told us that if you have like diabetes and stuff, you should eat lots of bread. I'm not joking. That was what they told us. Lots of bread every day. Lots of bread. Eat tons of bread. That's what they told us. Lots of bread. Nutrition told us that. Keep eating bread. That was it. That was how it worked. Yeah. Eat a little bit of meat, but you eat bread. That was the answer that they gave us. Wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what they're thinking. We grab a couple more. Little T, again, thank you for the $5, my friend. Just look at the West Bank, Syria, Yemen, Sudan, Congo, jabs, fake floods, disease, water, chemical rain, chemical fertilizer, etc. He goes on to say, people think you fall under DSM diagnosis if you think and make choices for yourself and live outside the collective. We are propagated on, obviously. Yes, let me cover both those pieces. One, you're right. He says it. I mean, they're saying he's crazy, right? He's saying that you're crazy just because you don't believe them. Correct. The DSM, for those who don't know, I forgot what it stands for, but it's basically the, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what DSM stands for. I'm sure somebody knows what it stands for. But it basically says, here's why you've got an issue, right? It's the list of issues mental issues that you have, right? So you fall under that if you don't believe us. Correct, right? Absolutely right. But the other things that are happening, these wars that have been happening, they've been happening all over the place. These floods all over the place for a long time. And people still keep growing. I mean, if you look at the disasters in Africa, places you talked about, Yemen, Sudan, Congo, they're still with populations growing faster than any place else. So again, I'm not sure on the mass population loss. I'm not sure we're there. The other stuff you're saying, I'm with you. Population is still growing though. I mean, it's still growing. And we've had all these things. Hasn't stopped. Peace. Thank you, my friend. $5. I really hope you are right, Larry, that RFK is confirmed. Will they do it during recess? I think they will. Still need to confirm later, right? Yes, but I think recess is going to be a big deal, right? Because again, I mentioned before, they do not want the circus. You can imagine already now the circus they're going to do. Oh my God, what a circus. That's why Trump wants recess. That's why I think the Senate's going to want recess too. Sorry, Republican Senate will want recess. They don't want the circus. Democrats are going to raise so much money off confirmation. I mean, so much money. For you guys who are popping in here, please click the button that is like. Do that. If you like what I'm saying, I have more. Please do that. If you're watching on Twitter or X or Facebook, please share it now. Sharing is a great thing. We repost it, we tweet it. It's great. Please. If you have not subscribed to me on YouTube and you are watching YouTube, please do so. If you're on Facebook or X, please follow me. That does matter. You super chat me, as you've seen. Your chats go right to the front. If you want to become a member, I love membership. Please, it always helps. Click that join button. It's $49 per month to keep me going, so I spend more time doing this. And I keep trying to give you guys more stuff every single day. I'm trying to come on as much as I can. It's tough, but I am. My daughter's with me now, which slows it down a little bit. But that's okay. We had a good time today, and so I took some time to do this, so we'll be fine. But no matter what, the button, known as like. Let me get a couple more comments before I keep going, because I'm about to, it gets worse. So yes. Sarah, thank you for being a member. I appreciate it. I think we all have to just realize we love Bobby, but millions have been hoodwinked to hate him. Not just hate him, but this is not a hatred piece, because it's hard to hate Bobby because he comes across in a way it's more challenging to hate him. So they haven't gone that route. They've gone actually a better route for them, Sarah, which is he's nuts. He's crazy. He's not a bad guy. He's not bad. He's just crazy. That's how they're portraying him. She goes on to say, the smear is strong. I'm really praying some sense and honest return. That's not going to happen. No. Don't. That's a way. No. The reality of it is, in the next 2 years, hopefully something good will happen, and then they'll forget about it. That's all. And there'll be no sorry, no anything, just move to smear the next person. Sarah goes on to say, what media isn't lying, fear-mongering, and smearing? It's gotten so gross. Honestly, it makes me physically ill. That's why lives from the podcast interviews are redeeming some of our faith. Oh, thank you. I am trying. Yes. Vivek says, why aren't they right-leaning, and didn't they endorse Trump the cycle? Yes, but they're still establishment. I've told you guys this, and a lot of you don't believe me when I say this. You think because Trump won the presidency that all of a sudden all the old school Republicans just leave. They don't. Remember, while the Republican Party base clearly loves Trump, it's true. The average Republican, the base Republicans, they love Trump. Clearly, they voted for him. They support him, obviously. The super elite does not like Trump. Never has. Hasn't since 2016. Still doesn't. They want to go back to the old neocon party. They want to go back to, Bush, Cheney, that. Why do you think that the Post just defended neocons? Or the MSNBC defended neocons? They want the Republican Party to go back to that. They like that kind of Republican Party. They don't like this new Trump thing. They don't like this. So they're still trying to fight back on certain parts and hold on. It doesn't just go away. Now, it doesn't mean Trump can't get past it. It doesn't mean the Republican Party can't get past it. They can, but as I've said a million times, if you watch my interviews, you watch me here, this is not as easy as one would think. Changing a party, particularly when you have elites that have been there for decades, who think a certain way, get their money a certain way, act a certain way, it's not an easy task. Not saying it can't be done. It's going to be bumpy, and they may fail. Trump may fail. These forces are strong. It's possible he'll fail. But whether he succeeds or not, it is not going to be easy. These bumps are going to happen again and again and again. I would expect even more, Vivek. I would expect more. He has to push back these things, and it's not going to be easy. Again, can be done. It's not going to be easy. So Joel says, I didn't know Tulsi Gabbard was pro-war to AOC. He told me this on MSNBC. Isn't it gracious around? Tulsi's also a Russian spy, according to them. Yeah, see that? Joel goes on to say, if it wasn't for gaslight, we'd have no light at all. Well, at least they have some light for us, Joel. Isn't that nice? Because they care about us. I feel the love. Don't you? Gaslighting is warm. Something. Cam, thank you for being a member. Question, what happens if the Senate won't approve any of Trump's picks? How long can it go on? Trump picks, Senate refuses, so Trump picks again. Senate refuses new picks. When does it get settled? Okay. The odds of the Senate not approving Trump's picks are slim. Does it happen sometime? It does. Once in a while, the Senate actually pushes back and says no. It is not common. I mean, it just isn't common. There is virtually zero chance of the Senate not approving any of Trump's picks. The odds are so, I don't know what, I can't imagine a scenario. They're going to let most of them go through. Is it possible they'll stop one or two? It does happen. It's possible they go, everybody but not Gates because he's a bad guy, or not Tulsi because she's a spy, or whatever. It is possible they'll stop one or two, maybe. Odds are they'll let it go because they don't want to set a precedent of the Senate fighting the president, particularly when it's the same party, right? So it's very rare. The Democrats give the Republicans give Democrats. It's just a thing. It's rare they stop them. Again, sometimes they do. It does happen. It's not like it's zero. It's never. It is sometimes. So generally speaking, Trump's going to get most of his picks. I mean, that's going to happen. He might get all of them because they might go into recess. Now, what if he doesn't, right? What if he says, here is someone and they say no? Say if it does happen. Say they don't want Tulsi. As you spy, we want Tulsi. Okay. He can say no. And yes, he'll put somebody else up. That's how that works. Now, if he goes, to hell with you, he can just put someone acting in. Say that this is the acting one until we get a confirmation and then never pick someone. He's done it before and so have others. You can also do it during a recess. A recess is officially 10 days off. The Senate takes 10 days off or more. Less than 10 days. Supreme Court mentioned this, I forgot when, years ago. Supreme Court made some rule that it's got to be more than 10 days. I don't know why they made that rule, but that's the rule. So the Supreme Court says a recess where a president can appoint cabinet members is 10 days. And to be forward, all presidents, since I can remember, have put people in during recess. But most of them, it's not like the big ones, right? It's like undersecretary of blah, blah, blah. So it's not uncommon for presidents to place people during a recess. It's not crazy. It has happened. But usually not like all of them. That would be unprecedented if that were to happen. But if you do that again, the Senate says, why would the Senate do it, Kim? Why would the Senate agree to it? This is the reason why. MSNBC is going to tell you because they are slaves to Trump or whatever. No, that's not the reason why. They don't care. If they're going to say yes, they're going to say yes. That would not be the reason. The reason is to avoid the circus. Now, why would Republicans want to avoid the circus? Money. I'm not joking with this, Kim. I want you to imagine RFK Jr. goes up there and the Democrats get to grill him. you will have Democrats fighting to be the one to grill him, because every time they grill him, that's a new commercial to where they raise money. Even if they're gonna allow him in, even if they're gonna confirm him, even if they know he's gonna be confirmed, they wouldn't care. Let's say the Republicans have 53 senators go, we're gonna confirm him. Democrats go, great, I still want this. Why? I want the circus. So they're gonna say, why are you crazy? Why do you hate kids? Or whatever stories they're gonna make up. Kennedy will yell back at them, boom, commercial. You got to stop the evil Kennedy from killing our kids. Send me $25 today. Boom. And now some senator makes much money. I'm not joking. I wish that was the case. Now, the Republicans don't want Democrats to raise all that money. And they don't want all those commercials, because the reverse will happen too. Because they'll show Kennedy say something, yelling back and forth, they'll cut it up and go, see, Senator so-and-so, my opponent, thinks it's great that Kennedy's killing kids, or whatever their dumb story will be. And then that guy gets an attack ad against them because of that. So the Republicans will not want this, not because they're so loyal to Trump. That's not the reason. They don't want all those commercials, which you will guaranteed see, attack ads against them, and fundraise for Democrat senators. That's why the Democratic House is mad. The House is mad because they don't get any of this cash. The House doesn't get to do this. The Senate does. So the House is like, we hate these people. We're mad. The Senate's like, bring them on. I'm going to make a killing off these guys. We get Gates too? Oh my God, glorious. Bring them all on. They get to rotate who goes in, who doesn't go in, who yells at who. The Democratic Senate's like, this is awesome. They're going to make a ton of money on this. So that's how that works. I hope I was clear on that. I went a bit long. I know. I apologize. So, yes. All righty. Let me keep going down here if I could. Nate, how are you, my friend? Hello from night. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. All righty. Let me go right here. Joseph, thanks for being a member, my friend. Establishment hates RFK and always has. Yes. And always has. So I do think that he is going to get confirmed, by the way. I think RFK will get confirmed eventually. I just think they're going to try their damnedest. I wouldn't doubt that they may do a horse trade here. The Democrats might do a horse trade here. And hear me out. There are some Republicans who may not want to support Trump, right? They may want to do some virtue signaling and be like, I'm voting against him. See, I'm fighting Trump. There could be some that might want that. Murkowski, something like that, maybe. Who knows? They might do some horse trading with Democrats. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to vote for him because I got my internal issues. Why don't you vote for him instead? And we'll let him come on and you could yell at him and get some money. And Democrats are like, okay, deal. Right? So they could do something like some kind of thing like that, right? Some Democrats vote yes, some vote, or some don't vote. They just vote, they abstain, right? So it's to become majority. There's all kinds of different ways you can do it. So there could be horse trading here too. I never underestimate horse trading. Never underestimate it at all. Never. It could always happen. Could always happen. That they all want what they want. Mike Voss in the house. Dems are insanely against RFK as he left the cult. That's true. And he helped Trump, an obvious demon. Also true. So they must destroy him, especially as he lost the Senate and can't stop his appointments. Yes. Yeah. And they're doing it. But yes, because it's a cult. You and I both know they should not be doing this. They should be rethinking what the hell they're doing and stop playing the same old tune. But you are correct. They are doing it. Yes.
Yeah, Jonathan, it's a pretty seismic shift in health policy, period. Public health policy, certainly, because
there has been no shift. She's saying it's a crazy shift. We haven't shifted anything yet. The world's already ending.
This appointment could lead to just an elevation of all of these like prominent vaccine skeptics, misinformation. To your point about children.
Disinformation. See that? We can't have that because that's always worked. Never. That has just, you mean like if you're diabetic, you should eat bread every day? You mean like that you and your ilk have been saying for decades? You mean like the number one thing you should be eating in your life is grains? Number one thing, nothing else matters? For years, they literally told you, I'm not joking, don't take a multivitamin. I wish I was joking. The government just recently, last 10, 15 years, decided multivitamin. They used to advise you to not take a multivitamin and eat more bread. That was literally what the government was telling you. And you're worried about disinformation. I wish I was making this up. I'm not.
All we have to do is look at the state of Florida, where the Surgeon General there has been incredibly relaxed about vaccine, not even vaccine mandates, Jonathan. He was incredibly lax about active measles cases, and parents should, quote, decide if you can send your children to school with active measles. So I don't think it's trivial to say that this is undermining.
It's not trivial to say this stuff. Look at what happened in Florida. Man, that must mean that Florida has been just devastated by measles. Hold on. Let me go and check the CDC and how bad Florida has been, because, you know, this crazy guy, he's letting everything go nuts with Florida and stuff. And oh, wait, no, not at all. She's literally lying. As of November 7th of this year, Florida, not even in the top 10 to 19 cases total. Oh my God, he's crazy with the kids dying of measles. Not one. Not one. Zero. Zero. None dying of measles at all. 10 to 19 cases. Same as California. California, lock everybody down. Florida wasn't. Same number of cases. And more people in Florida. I'm sorry, more people in California. More physical people in California than in Florida. Same amount of cases. Florida, lock everybody down. Everywhere you go. Florida, don't do it. See what happened in Florida? The world's ending. Oh, she should know this. You know where this comes from? CDC. CDC numbers. I brought the government. Here, government. Look. Yeah, she's full of shit. She's literally lying. She's making up a story that doesn't exist. I said, I don't remember hearing anything about his measles. Let me look it up. Boom, none. Not a thing. Not a thing. Literally lying. We only have to look at what the crazy people in Florida, I mean, there's some crazy people in Florida are. But I'm just saying, not in this case, no. Right? What these crazy, they didn't force everyone to take the measles, and look what happened with measles. I'm looking. Nothing. Nothing happened. Made it up. Literally just made it up. That's all it was. Made up. That's what we have to worry about. So, but she said it though, like, I bet there's people in MSNBC right now. Oh my God, all the kids in Florida are dying of measles. No, they're not. She made it up. Literally a lie. Literally a lie. So yes. BZ Neezy, I can't watch MSN. They just talk out their backsides. Accurate. 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 Yes. Absolutely true. Andrea, thank you. Remember, accuse those of what they're actually doing. Confession through projection. Oh, I like that. Very nice. I like that. Lunatic says, all this tells me, comma, believe me, so I can keep cashing my checks. If I don't keep giving these treatments, I can't maintain my lifestyle. Again, all bull S. I wish you were wrong on this one, my brother Lunatic, but you are correct. Literally. This woman, who you just heard, is paid to lie. She had to make something up. She's paid to lie. And remember, I go on these shows. You see me. I go on these shows too. You don't hear me just make stuff up. Well, you know, RFK Jr., he's magical and he can fly. I don't say shit like that. I don't. I mean, I could. They'd probably laugh, but I don't. She literally just lies. Look at the nutty people in Florida. No data at all saying she's correct at all. Blatantly lying. Didn't care. Said it with a straight face. I'm a doctor. You have to believe me. Yeah. Where's her apology? Again, I'll say it again. MSNBC was screaming every day during the lockdowns to keep us in our homes, to wreck our families. They were saying every day, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, every day that the virus was devastating our children. Using words like that, devastating, destroying, crushing our children. Utter lie. Utter and total lie. Where's their sorry? Where's that we were wrong? Where's the, oh my God? No. Where will their sorry be? What she just said, an utter lie. An utter lie. Where is it? It is nowhere at all. At all. So, okay, hold on. Let me go back. You guys got me all rocking and rolling. It's fine. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. Let me keep going if I can. Missy says, use the join button to become a member. You get party comments, badges, emojis, and a great community. $4.99. She is right. You should do that. Absolutely. Sarah, thank you for being a member. Doctors, big pharma, and healthcare providers abandon the Hippocratic oath long ago. Okay, yes, but let me give you some defense for that. And part of this, I go back and I'll go what Jay was talking about. The reason why they have is this is how they get paid. This is their incentive. The reason why I'm assuming Jay wants this, and others, or if he doesn't, others do. They want a single payer system, is to make it easier for doctors to not be that way. I get it. Again, I don't think it's the right answer, but I understand it. It makes sense to me that someone would think that, because you want to get rid of that, right? You want to get rid. Their incentive now is for them to just rush through. And I brought this up 1,000 times, but I'll bring it up again. For those of you who go to private doctors, that's not true. Most of the best doctors want to become private doctors, so they don't have to abandon the Hippocratic Oath. They don't have to. Why? Private doctors get paid well. They don't have to worry about all the other issues that are with the bureaucracy of Medicaid, Medicare, or insurance. They don't take insurance. They don't take any insurance. They'll give you what a Cadillac insurance plan is. Those of you who may have one, you know that. If you don't have one, here's what it is. It's basically an insurance plan that will reimburse you in some way or some form, no matter where you go. That's really what a Cadillac plan is. Doctors who don't take insurance know that, so they provide detailed receipts so that you can take it to your insurance company and get some kind of reimbursement. So a doctor, for example, say you go to a doctor and it costs you $200 to go to the doctor, right? You pay with a check or credit card, whatever the case may be. You submit the receipt, and the credit card and the insurance, reimburses you $50 or whatever is the amount that you agree upon, right? That's how Cadillac insurance works. Nothing else. You submit a receipt, they give you a percentage of whatever you agree upon, whatever's your policy, that dollar's back. That's it. That's Cadillac insurance. You go wherever you want, you give a little bit back. You go. Now, why does that matter? Because, Sarah, if you're a doctor and I go see you and I swipe my credit card or whatever, and I'm paying you $200 or whatever you charge, $150, whatever you charge for your time, whatever you do, I'm with you. You're going to sit with me for a half hour, maybe 20 minutes, whatever. You're going to sit with me for a while. You're going to ask me questions. Okay, Larry, how are you sleeping? How are you eating? What's your stress level? What's going on in your life? We're going to have it back and forth. What's going on? How's it work? Here's some issues. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I'm not going to end it with a prescription. I'm not going to end it with a procedure or a test unless I think I need that. I'm not going to do that. There's no need. I got paid. Right? So why would you do that? You got paid. Now, a doctor who takes insurance must overbook. So in an hour, he's going to book, or she's going to book 6-7 people. Still time. 6-7 people going to book them. Some aren't going to show. They can't. Doesn't matter. They show. Get X dollars for that. Co-pay for this. And they're always going to end it with either a prescription. And even if it's like prescription for like aspirin or Tylenol, they'll give you a prescription for Tylenol. Why? They get paid. So they'll get prescription, test, or procedure. Always. That's how they get paid. If you change that, you change some of this. And that's why people want to change the entire system. So you might ask, why does people want this single payer or Medicare for all? The concept is to change the system. Again, I think Medicare for all will make it worse. That's my personal view. But I'm not mad at them. I get it. The current system sucks unless you're wealthy enough to go to private doctors. You go to private doctors, you don't care. And to be clear, every one of these MSNBC people, every one of them, they go to private doctors. I know. I live in New York City. All the people who are wealthy go to private doctors. They don't take insurance. They don't take it. You can't go. They don't ask for your photocopy. They don't care. Credit card, swipe, check. Here you go. Go see your doctor. Here's your receipt. Good luck with that. That's it. So yeah, that's a big deal. 100%. All right, let me see if I can go ahead. Joseph says, there's no escape. Everyone believes the media BS fed by 100% captured through other agencies. A lot of people do. And that's the sad part. A lot of people get scared. They don't know how to act. And they start getting scared, right? That's the issue. So anyway, grab one. Is Joseph, thank you for the $5, my friends. New York Times, New York Post editorial boards prescribe freedom and joy for diabetes, cancer, heart disease, obesity, and suicide. Yes, just take freedom and joy, Joseph. God, what's wrong with you? Once you get it, you got diabetes, a little bit of freedom. You don't have enough joy. A little more joy, it goes away. Done. Cures cancer too. The whole deal. All good. I know it's insane, but sadly it's true. All right, let me head back to keep going. And they of course keep trying to make him just look terrible and bad because the goal is he's crazy. So of course,
your health of not just one generation, several generations. Because think about how long it's taken to end literally polio, measles. We have vaccines that can truly eradicate these diseases. And now we'll see not only, again, an elevation of nothing related to science, not evidence-based approaches.
Look, she literally does not know. He hasn't said a word. And she says nothing to do with science. Nothing. When did anyone ever say that? Nothing to do with science. Now, so everyone's not going to start dying of disease. That's what she's saying. She's making it sound like he's going to come and go, okay, medicine, no more, done. And what if he did? What if he did? What if we were to say, okay, you know what? No one can make any medicine ever. What would happen? That's what would happen? Okay, I guess no more medicine in America now. Like this kind of insanely, this is irresponsible, what she's saying. And she's a doctor. She's supposed to do no harm. She's doing harm. She is literally doing harm. Why is she saying that? No one said that. And it couldn't happen anyway, even if she did say it.
But a dismantling of that critical public health infrastructure.
This is what she's afraid of. Now you hit it. That's what she's afraid of. This is what they're all afraid of. A dismantling of the infrastructure. Why? Why would you be afraid of denying, of destroying the infrastructure? Because you're all getting paid. That's the reason. If there wasn't a massive infrastructure, would doctors stop treating people? Would medical companies stop making meds? Would all of a sudden no one would go to a hospital anymore? Would that happen all of a sudden overnight? What if the CDC shut down tomorrow? I'm not saying it would or couldn't. What if it did? Would all of a sudden we all just start dying of disease all of a sudden? This goes back to when the Young Turks were screaming about Milei in Argentina. He's getting rid of the Department of Transportation. You don't want transportation? Yeah, because without it, there's no transportation. That is how these people believe. They can't imagine a world without massive bureaucracy. She honestly thinks if he just attacks CDC, everyone will start dying. No. She looks and says, if the infrastructure goes away, we all can't get paid. I can't be important anymore without this infrastructure. It's the infrastructure that makes me important. And they all think that. They all know that. To be forward, this guy, Jonathan, whatever his name is, he leaves MSNBC. No one knows him or cares who he is. He means nothing. Just like Don Lemon and all the rest of them. It's the infrastructure that makes them valid. Well, they're nothing. And the problem is, other people have found out that you can leave and just, if you're talented, and just do stuff without the infrastructure. But she can't. That's why she's being paid to tell them that they're right. She's literally exaggerating and lying, and her repercussions will be nothing, not a thing. Why aren't they taking her license? Why aren't they? Just take her license. They should.
And coming out of COVID, thinking about all the kind of threats that we have to public health in general, I can't think.
Yeah, coming out, she said, coming out of COVID, think about all the threats in general we had. Okay, keep going.
Of a time when we needed trust in health institutions.
Yes, but you blew it all during COVID. You, specifically you and your ilk on MSNBC and CNN. You are the ones who destroyed the public trust. It was all you. You destroyed the public trust. And now you're like, well, we need public trust. I have an idea. Instead of shitting over anybody, how about trying to get it back? But all they know how to do is to drop their drawers and take a big steaming dump on people. That's all they know. So she's doing it right now. Her pants are on her ankles right now. Letting one out. Bloop, right now. She's doing it. I don't know. How about be a doctor and stop lying? Stop exaggerating? How about saying, hey, how about this? I have a crazy idea. Hey, you know what we should do? We should be skeptical on medicine. Because if we get the wrong medicine, people could die. If we say the wrong things, people's lives could be ruined. We should be very skeptical, and we should listen to everything. And we should take every single thing that guys like Bobby Kennedy and the doctors who supported him said smartly and think about it and walk down some roads and test some things. Oh, no. Everything my establishment says is correct. Anything else, you are crazy and kids are going to die. That's what she just said. She's blatantly lying. Absolutely and openly lying. Yes. Colidi says, a system where docs have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt from school is ripe for corruption. Wow. Very valid point. Very valid point. Yes, absolutely. Andrea, thank you for being a member. I reversed my prediabetes and high blood pressure by going on clean keto. And lost 115 pounds. Yeah, but keto's for crazy people, Andrea. Even though I've been on it for 14 years. I'm with you. Yes. And as I showed you guys, I still fit into my Marine Corps uniform. Yes, that's because of keto, by the way. Not because of me, because of keto. That's why I still fit into my Marine Corps uniform from when I was 22 years old. Yes, 100%. Joseph goes on to say, it's always the crazy people who are the only ones making sense. Every single time. Every single time. And they never get it. Every time. Kintsugi, how are you? My parents think RFK is crazy. Yep. I try defending him. Like, come on, our health is already bad. It's not like we can really trust the healthcare system as it currently is. No, they would rather have that. It makes people feel good to rely upon a system, even if it's crushing. It does not matter. And she says, how about a brain dead cat in charge? Well, there we go. Fauci's doing experimental lab testing on cats, taking parts of the brain out and see if they can still walk. I believe that. Let's put them in charge. I'm in, Angie. I like that. Let's do that. I'm in. Yes. I like that. Brian says, good evening, Larry. Friendly reminder to like and subscribe. We'll comment and catch up tonight after Mass. Thank you. Absolutely. Yes. Very good. Peace. Thank you. I've been listening to the Vinay Prasad, MD, MPH podcast. He recently did an overview of RFK and made some solid recommendations for Bobby. Seems like a reliable source. Recommended. There we go. Check it out. But that's my point, right? Did someone do an overview of, look, I don't think Bobby Kennedy's right on everything. Nobody is. I'm sure he's wrong on something. I'm sure he is. Because everybody is, right? It's okay. But why would I, one, assume that the system is right when it's been wrong for decades, number one. And then two, the guy who sued the system and won, why wouldn't you think he may have some good points? Because it's the system you care about and nothing else. It's the system, right? And nothing else. Mike says, the same media that said we can't question the pandemic, jab consequences, lied out the laptop, and Biden revisions Harris. Now says RFK is bad only after he left the Democrats and was competition. Yeah, obviously biased. Yes. If he was still a Democrat and backing Harris, they'd be like, he's the smartest guy in the world. Listen to everything he said. Yeah, you're right. He's against the system. Yes. Joseph goes on to say, estimated that 280,184 obesity attributable deaths occurred in the U.S. annually. Wow. That's a lot. That's 250,000. Jesus, it's a lot. Wow. With that in mind, think about that. Yeah. So don't let Bobby Kennedy get in charge. Keep that going. I don't know. Karen says, I know people who still believe the lockdowns, masks, and jab was the right thing to do. Yes. And the people at MSNBC do also. Yep. Sam says, I trust RFK and Rand Paul 1,000 times % more than Fauci. Me too. Yes. Yes. 100%. That's absolutely true. All right. Let me keep going down the short if I could then.
And there's just not going to be any of that with a secretarial appointment at this level.
There's going to be none of that. And that's going to be any of that. So she has just said that now he's going to be in. There's going to be no science anymore. Now there's no more science. It's over. Science is over, guys. Scientists, get out. No more science now. Why? RFK Jr.'s on. Oh, it's right. No more science. Yeah. Guys, you know, quit. Stop. Get out. No more science.
Dr. Patel, let me just start. This is Sam Stein, first of all. Let me just start by saying
this guy, I thought that I kind of knew what like max smugness is. I was wrong. See, even I'm wrong sometimes. This guy, whoo, this guy is smug CEO. That's him. Yes.
that New York Post op-ed that was just read is the equivalent of being surprised that the leopard ate your face. We all knew this was going to happen.
Yes, we all knew this was going to happen. And the majority of Americans voted for it. What does that tell you, you smug piece of you know what? I'm trying to swear as much as I did last time. What does that tell you? What I've been saying forever. You have lost our faith. Gone. The shaming doesn't work. You've been shaming us for years. Try to get our faith back and stop insulting us. All you do is insult them. I'm going to insult these guys until they like me. That's not how that works. I'm just going to keep insulting. I call them names. I call them stupid, and they just don't like me. Larry, I know what's wrong. Well, what do you mean? I call this guy a jerk, stupid, an idiot. Okay, he doesn't like me. Yeah, because you keep calling him stupid, jerk, and idiot. Oh, okay. I'll call him I'll call him crazy, nutty. That's what I'll do. No. Stop calling him names. Just stop disrespecting him. And this guy's like, I can't do that.
If Trump was going to be elected, he had said explicitly that
Yes.
Bobby Kennedy was going to get a high
Yes, he
ranking
did.
appointment. So for the Post to be shocked by this, that he would turn to someone who said he's had a brain worm. Bobby Kennedy said he had a brain worm, who bragged about taking.
He had a brain worm. That literally millions of Americans had. And he didn't brag about it. He said it in the divorce procedures because he was trying not to get raked over the coals by another horrible family court lawyer. Because he's a Kennedy, and they're going to slam the hell out of him because that's all these judges do. He was defending himself in that regard. But this guy doesn't care. He doesn't care if people get crushed in family court. He doesn't care. And whether he had a brain or not, what is that? Does that make him all of a sudden he's a bad lawyer all of a sudden, even though he's been winning cases? He doesn't care. He just wants to insult. This is another insult. Just disrespect.
Roadkill bear and placing it in Central Park.
Yeah, so he put roadkill in a park. That means he's a bad guy? That means he doesn't know anything? He's stupid now all of a sudden? No, he's doing stupid pranks like lots of people do.
Who carved off a whale's head. These are some of the more lunatic things he's done. It just does.
Remember, lunatic, crazy. Remember, dismiss him. It doesn't matter that the establishment has been wrong for decades. Irrelevant. This guy's crazy.
Really pass muster. I will say one element that kind of gets overlooked here is that HHS does have broad oversight over a huge swath of government, among them NIH, which is the leading provider of grants for scientific research in the world.
Oh, wait a minute. The money. Oh, now he comes out with the money. This is why they're unhappy. Because now the money goes away. Isn't it funny how some of you think I'm cynical? You do. I know you do because you tell me. You think I'm cynical, right? But I always keep telling you, government is a massive grift. That's what it is. It's a massive grift. It's a jobs program. It's a huge jobs program. And everybody trying to get their cut. Everybody trying to get your taxpayer dollars and the money that they keep making from the Fed. They can't wait. Homeboy finally said the truth out loud. You know, he's crazy. He might take our money. That's what they care. Look at her face. Yeah, her face right there. That's my money. I've been getting that money. I'm taking my money. It's all their money. That's correct.
Okay. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is on record saying he would stop investment in infectious disease research for 8 years.
Yep.
8 years. Just no infectious disease research.
Yeah. I wonder what could go wrong if, say, I'm just making this up. This is just I'm making up. What could go wrong if, say, you were to, I don't know, start doing some research in a lab in China, you know, and just funding it and have guys like Fauci watching it? What could go wrong? Nothing, right? Nothing could go wrong with that. That's totally safe. That's what we can spend. Yeah, let's keep doing that. But here's the next thing. What happens if the United States government stops giving out massive grants? Well, what happened? Oh my God, there'd be no more medicine. No, they only do about half of it. The rest of the other half is private sector and nonprofits. Yeah, we aren't the only ones doing it.
For the United States to pay for. Can you speak a little bit to how we would have an absolute brain drain?
We would have a brain drain. So all the scientists that are right now on the government dole and spend their time trying to kiss the butt of government bureaucrats to make stuff that it has no value and to make stuff that's weird. Yeah, that's the yeah. Or you could just let the private companies pay for it themselves, which they do already 50% of the time.
In this country, if that were to happen, scientists, researchers, basically looking for grant money would leave America, go to Canada, go to Korea, go to anywhere else.
Let's say they did. Let's assuming for a moment he's right. He's not, but assuming he's right. That all of a sudden, all these scientists go, we're not going to work for America anymore because they won't give us free money. We're going to get free money from Canada or whatever. All the drugs we get from Canada are cheaper. Drugs we get from Mexico, they're all cheaper. They're all cheaper. Right? We're the most expensive. So if they get it made someplace else, cheaper for us. Literally, we will have cheaper drugs. If he's right, if he's correct, he's not. But if he's correct, well, I'm going to go to South Korea and just learn Korean, I guess. I'm going to learn Korean and just become a scientist in Korea tomorrow. That's going to happen. It's insane. It's stupid. But okay, fine. Or they're going to go to Mexico and learn Spanish and become scientists in Spain or whatever. They're going to go, or whatever they're going to go, right? Whatever he says, it's going to happen. It's going to pack up and leave tomorrow. Okay, great. Then we get cheaper drugs. And the problem's what? And then what else will happen? The American ones here will be like, we no longer, okay. So I guess we'll just go do something else. How do I know that? It's called the stock exchange. Remember when we made this, all the rules that stopped all the people from having problems going public after the Enron issues? Oh my God, we're going to make all these new rules and make the CEOs pay. What happened? They went to Canada. Toronto Stock Exchange exploded. Already happened. People started going public in Canada instead. Okay. Did all of a sudden American economy collapse over that? No. So even if he's right, it's BS. But he's wrong. He's making it up. We're going to lose all our great American scientists. No, we're not. They're going to go to private companies. They'll go to private companies. And if they happen to go to Canada, then they'll have cheaper drugs. And eventually what will happen? It won't be so hard to put together these drugs to make so much. The time is all in the bribery. The bribery goes away. That's the point. I want the bribery to go away. I hope it goes away. It's like he's threatening me with a good time. He's like, if you don't do this, things are going to be great. Okay, let them be great. No. They're going to be great. Yeah, let's do that. No. If you don't do this, times are going to be great. Can we just have the great times? It's insane. It's insane. Gene says, Kennedy would be an incredible improvement. Health is what he's about. That's true. Yes, absolutely. Andrea says, I remember believing to lose weight, eat lots of bread. It didn't work for me. Yes, and they've been saying that forever. Forever. Mike says, Dr. Patel's a psychiatrist, not a medical degree, very relevant, ignored and disclosed by MSNBC. Well, no, this is the most important part, Mike. She's paid to tell them that they're right. That's her job. They pay her monthly so she can say they're right. And she does a good job of it. She just made that shit up and said, yeah, you guys are all right, 100%. That's her job. Her job is being a doctor. Her job is, we're going to bring you on and you just tell us, you tell the rest of the people who are watching, the people who are 70 years old and older who are watching, tell them how right we are. She's like, how much money? Oh, that much? Yeah, I'll do that. 100%. Yeah, let's do that. Bretta says, his arguments have stood up in courts of law with juries where billions in damages being awarded. So he's been proven to be right many times already because he's backed up by research and evidence. Yes, and yes. This is my point. No one's telling them that. No one's saying that. Billions of dollars in damages because of Bobby Kennedy Jr. being in court. But he's crazy. But he's wrong. But he's terrible. Right? That's insane. But that's what they're saying. They keep jumping down on it. They keep saying it. Absolutely. Yes. Lunatic goes on to say, thank you for $2, my friend. Human interventions historically are detriments. Oh, see, you got me on the edge on that one. Because not always. Yeah, you get me on the edge. I'm not sure about that one. Look, there's a whole lot where I will go yes, but not every one of those. So yes. Anyway, Mike now, is that now? 1.3 million kids with proven side effects. First time ever, our children have shorter life expectancy than their parents. Never posted by X numbers. Weather modes can be found in patents. I have seen, this is true. I don't know the numbers. So you got numbers I don't have. But I know there have been side effects 100%. And I know that our children have shorter life expectancy than their parents. That's true. And this one will defend that. Why in the world would we defend this current system that is failing so badly? And obviously, I just showed you to see this. It gets worse. It's nothing but bad. This is, it's clearly just not working. Anyway, John says, Larry, CNN right now is having a mock interview with reporters claiming Trump appointees are avoiding an FBI background check. Can you avoid a background check? Yes, you can avoid a background check unless you require a specific clearance. If you have to have a clearance, you cannot. But you could if you wanted to. You could do it. It's not. There's no law. There's only rules if you want to be. If you need a clearance. If your position does not require a clearance, you don't have to have a background check. However, most of the time you can, right? Because if there's Okay. An employer can require a background check as long as there is some reason for the background check. For an example, the person is going to be client facing. They'll make sure they don't have a history of violence. The person is going to be in charge of money, which they're not either has history of, say, bankruptcy or financial problems, even order credit check in that regard. So there are reasons to order it. Yes, of course. But like legally, can you say no to a background? You can, but they can also say no to bring you aboard in the hiring process. The problem is the hiring process here is the Senate. So the Senate can say in theory, you didn't do a background check, so no, you cannot be confirmed. They could do that. They could say, no, it doesn't matter, you're confirmed. I know that's kind of weird, but imagine if you're getting a job at, say, a restaurant. A restaurant says you have to have a background check because you're dealing with customers, make sure that you're not violent, make sure you have a criminal background, that kind of thing. It's legal. You do that. 100% can be legal, right? You can say, no, I'm not going to do a background check. At that point, the restaurant can go, okay, we're not going to hire you. That's totally legal. They've required a background check. Explain why. You've said no. They can say, I'm not going to hire you. But they could go, you know what? I don't care. I need a server. You're hired. They can say, I don't care. In this case, it's being done by the Senate. So the Senate could say, oh, you need a background check? No, you're not confirmed. You must have a background check. Oh, not confirm you. That's a valid reason to not confirm you. Or they could say, I don't care. Bring you on. Now, if you want to get a clearance, secret, top secret, etc., you have to have a background check, 100%. There's no way around it. That's like in the rules. I don't know who writes those rules, but I know because I've been through it. I had a top secret clearance when I was in the Marine Corps. So you have to go through it. There's no way around it. I hope that answers your question. So you could do it, but if you did, you could be just out of hand, not confirmed. You didn't do the background check. So it's a gamble. If you don't do a background check, it's a real gamble, is what I'm saying. It's so easy to just get rid of you at that point. So yes. All righty. Let me grab some more of these if I could real fast. Sarah says, Larry, you're making our blood pressure spike. When do we get to meet your daughter and Grimes later? I hope you know I'm usually teasing. I love hearing you taking all these stressful topics. I will, when she wants to come on, I'll bring her on. She's been on my show before years ago. She's like a kid. She might come on again. I don't know. I'll ask her if she wants to come on. We'll see if she does. Yes. Joel says, bread is enriched and fortified. See, now it's okay. Joel's right. Eat lots of it. Yes. Joseph goes on to say, 4 to 5 surgeons say lucky strikes are better for your throat. Yes, 4 to 5. Only that one guy. He's the crazy one, Joseph. Don't listen to that guy. He's the nutty one. That's the issue. All right.
That would pay for the research. And we would be put on the back burner in terms of scientific discovery in this country.
Back burner. Go away.
Yeah, and Sam, it gets even worse than that. He also mentioned, this is when he was running for president, he mentioned not just, research around antibiotics or microbial diseases. He kind of made a comment about drug development in general. So think about the progress we've made against diseases. When I started medical school, and it was a bit of a time ago, but it wasn't that long ago, someone with advanced stage lung cancer, it was essentially a death sentence.
All right. What was she saying? Let me bring up, Mark brings a valid point because I actually saw this last night. Casey Means was on Bill Maher's show last night endorsing Maha. What did Casey Means talk about? What are so many people talking about now? And that is actual cellular issues with your body, actual disease, how your body responds to disease. And she said she was in medical school, probably earlier than this woman, or maybe in a similar time. She said she learned nothing in 12 years. Ask her, check it out. Nothing about cellular issues in medicine. She learned about drugs. She learned about disease, treatment, surgery. 12 years, she said. Nothing. She's not alone. There are more and more doctors saying again, and you see them on YouTube, you see them on TV, you see them all of us saying the same thing. I learned more after medical school. 12 years medical school, I learned more of it once I got out. This is the system we're putting out. This is the system we're putting out. Yes, Mark, you are correct. Casey Means says it. And what you don't hear is people going, Casey Means is crazy. They're going, she's right. She's right. She's right. People, I mean, these are metabolic issues that you don't learn in medical school. People go, of course you learn that. Literally, no. Literally, no. You don't just learn it. You clearly don't. You learn prescriptions, procedures. That's what you learn. Persistent procedures. That's it. Lunatic goes on to say, thank you for the $5, my friend. pregnancy, birth, infancy, childhood, pre-puberty, post-puberty, adulthood, then elderly. We are being experimented on. Customers. Yes. Yes. It's true. It's true. I know. I tell you a story often, but I'll say it again because I think it matters. I go to the doctor every 4 years when I run for office. I go to the doctor. If I run for office, I go to the doctor because I have to show my medical records if I run for office. If I become serious, they want to see my medical records. So I get medical records then. Otherwise, I don't go to the doctor. When I go to the doctor every time, same thing. Last time it happened 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago it happened. I go there and I show up and the receptionist says, "You got to put your prescriptions down." I go, "I don't have any." Hey, what? I don't have any. Huh. Okay. Nurse comes by, brings me to the doctor's room. So you forgot your prescriptions. I don't have any. What? You don't have any? No, I don't have any. Doctor comes in. "Sir, I'm sorry, you didn't put your prescriptions down." I don't have any. They can't believe it. And they're angry. To your point, lunatic. They're like, "Wait a minute. How are we going to make money off this guy? He's going to come in. We're going to pay him. He's going to leave. What about, I got to get some prescriptions or something. I got a procedure or something. Give him some tests, something. I can't make any cash with this guy. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to be their customer." And the amount of times you have to put me on something. Have you thought about going on a statin? Every time. For what? Well, because, it's preventative. I'm not joking. They want to put me on a statin preventative. Preventative. So do I have high anything? No, but preventative. They want me to put it on preventative. Can you imagine that? They want to put me on a statin preventative. That's what they're telling me now. So, yes. Michael says, single payer would allow more caregivers to turn to private practice. Not ideal, but better than Obamacare. That's what I'm saying, Michael. Look, I'm not personally a fan of single payer. But to your point, and to Jay's point, I get it. Like, it's better than what we got. I get it. When people say, I don't get mad at them. I know some libertarians are like, "Oh my God, it's terrible." And they go, I'm not mad at you. I get it. Our current system sucks. Okay, you're right. I can't fight you on this, right? And that's my point. I'm not going to fight you on this. You're saying it sucks now. Yeah. Yes. So Brian says, didn't Obamacare effectively eliminate private doctors that they now must work for a hospital, regional health care center, or like? Yes. Now they work. You can have your own private practice. You can. You can't own a hospital, right? So Obamacare just tried to destroy private doctors by making sure that now doctors cannot own hospitals. So you can only own like a little, whatever they call it, practice. And many of them struggle. So they get bought often by larger organizations that, again, won't take insurance. So yeah, that's the issue. Yes. So in any case, that's correct. Alice goes on to say, they let lots of people die without family and shut down churches and schools and businesses. And people have not forgiven them. People have not forgiven them. You're right, Alice. And these people don't realize people are still angry. Missy goes on to say, double check that you are subscribed. YouTube has been unsubscribing people. Hit that notification so you know when Larry goes live. She is correct. YouTube decides randomly you're a bot and unsubscribes you. So please check and subscribe. It does matter. Make sure you click the like button. It does. Thank you guys so much for the comments and the super chats. I appreciate them. Absolutely. John says, a few years ago when my current doctor retired, one of the suggestions was to go into a private doctor who would pay a yearly fee, not sure how much, and more if I actually went to the doctor. I just cannot justify as a fairly healthy person. Yes, and it's a style that some people are starting to use. It's basically a gym membership, if that makes any sense. And actually works very well. Some people actually do use it, and it does well. What it is you pay. There used to be a spot, I forgot the name of it. You paid $150 a month. That's what it was. And every time you showed up was $5. So you pay $150 a month to have access to your doctor and they show up. And whenever you showed up, it's $5. That's it. So it costs you $5. So if you went to the doctor once a year, $5. 10 times a year, $50, whatever. Plus your $150 a month. And what that did was it allowed it. The goal of the doctors are to keep you healthy because they get paid when you're not there. So the goal is to keep you healthy. The healthier you are, the less you'll show up, the more money they make. Versus the current, which is the break fix model, which is they get paid when you're sick. So the sicker you are, the more money they make. So yes, it's the opposite. And that does work. They're doing it in like Oklahoma and a couple of places I've seen they're doing it. It can work. It depends on who you are, but absolutely can work. Yes, it absolutely can work. All right. Let's see if I can go down here. Clearly says, all the grandmas can get rich on their homemade remedies. Yeah. That's true. Yes. Joseph says, if no more medicines were manufactured, we'd be forced to produce and consume healthy food. Ooh, food equals medicine. Yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%.
Now we have incredible monoclonal antibodies, incredible treatments.
You didn't let us use those, though, during the pandemic, remember? We couldn't, it was crazy to use those. Remember that? Oh, she forgot that. They told us we couldn't use those, remember? You were crazy if you wanted to use those during the pandemic, right? Remember?
Now we have genetic therapies. We have sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis, retinoblastoma. The list goes on of things that we can do. That was American research and drug discovery and innovation that we.
Yes, but what she won't tell you is 60% of that was done by the private market. She won't tell you that part. 60% of what she just said was done by private investors and nonprofits. Yes, she won't tell you that part though, but that's true. You act like if the government, this is the part that drives me crazy. I hear this all the time. Well, you don't want it. No. If I don't want government bloat and corruption doing it, it doesn't mean I don't want it done. Of course I want it done. I just don't want it done by centralized, controlled capital, a crony capitalism. That's what I want it done by. That's the point. She won't tell you. What I said, you can check it yourself. 60% was done by private investors and nonprofits. Only 40% was done by the government. So it can be done without it. That's what I'm asking.
We have made widely available in the globe. We can talk about drug prices as a separate topic. There's no.
Of course, separate. See that? That's a separate topic because that's where the bloat comes from. See, you can't talk about the price because that's where the bloat comes from. Get rid of the bloat.
Question. Innovation is incredible. Taking that innovation and basically saying that we're going to export it, punt it, and not even fund it is.
Export it, punt it, and not even fund it. Utter lie. Look at all these. Look at all these smug, privileged, horrible human beings there, looking like, yeah, you. Every single one of those people there, every one of them goes to private doctors. Let me be very clear. Every one of those people right there, every one of those smug, privileged people, every one of them goes to private doctors. And they don't go shop at Walmart and buy Fruit Loops. They don't do that. They don't do that. Not one of them does that. They don't eat that food that Bobby Kennedy Jr. tells you not to eat. They don't eat that. None of them do. Not one of them does. But you need to. But you should. They're better than you. Look at them. They're better than you. Don't you know that? They know better. Why are you so stupid? Why do you not listen to these people? They're better than you. Listen to them. I know they're lying, but so what? You don't deserve the truth. They deserve the truth. You don't. That woman who just spoke is a horrible human being. She won't tell you that 60% of all this stuff is actually funded by the private market and nonprofits. That's true. Yet again, she will just lie to you. Without the government, there'll be nothing. We don't talk about pricing. Now, why? Because that's why the pricing sucks, because government. How do we know that? Because other countries don't have that problem. Huh. That's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird?
Not only dangerous, but again, it's just putting forward this misinformation. By the way, Sam, I was one of those people that discredited the idea of him getting a cabinet position because I.
Yes, because you couldn't believe that the establishment would crack.
I thought managing 11 agencies like Medicare, Medicaid, NIH, FDA, that's.
Look at him laughing. Oh, yeah, these crazy people.
Hard work. And it didn't strike me that RFK Jr. wanted to do hard work. So.
Yeah, because he's only sued the government and won multiple times. That's all. That's all. He's just sued the government multiple times and won. That's easy. Everybody does. I've done like 9 times. Please, Joseph done like 10. Like 10, maybe 15. It's easy. Khalid's sued like 45 times, won every time. Billions. We all do that. It's not but easy to do. Easy day. Joseph is right. He says it. You stupid pores. Yes. Why won't you pores understand? Thank you, Joseph. You get it. I appreciate that. Yes, you get that. I'm glad you get that. Thank you.
Put me in that category of shocked and surprised that he got that pick.
That's because you're not that bright. But that's fine.
Because it takes. I've worked in and around those agencies. It's hard work, and it is not something.
I know you've worked in and around those agencies because you're one of them. That's why you hate the fact of it going away. Yes. Yes.
that is for the lighthearted, because you're also
Roy says, exactly. Bobby wants to burn it all down now to protect the working class. The opposite is true. Roy, you are incorrect, brother. You are incorrect. He wants to burn it down. Yes. Yes. The system is not protecting the working class. The working class is dying. The absolute lowest life expectancy rate is among working class men. The system is killing them. The system is killing them. If you got rid of the system tomorrow, the worst that would happen is they'd be just as bad, but they might be better. The story you're telling right now, Roy, it's demonstrably false. That woman who's speaking now, I wonder how many lawsuits she's won that have given money to working class people. The answer would be 0. Not frickin' 1. How many is Bobby? Dozens. Literally, because of what Bobby's done, working class people have gotten checks in their pockets. Literally. What's she done? Nothing. What has anyone on that panel done to give a working class person anything except scolding and disrespect? Nothing. Bobby has held moms in his arms who've lost their children. Have any of those people? Not one of them. Bobby has taken on fights for free in hope of winning, and has sometimes lost, but has most of the time won. So sometimes done it for nothing, and sometimes done it for a whole lot. And every time he won, working class people got a check. Every time he won, working class people got a check. Every time they got a check. That does help the actual working class. None of the people who are talking trash. None of them have. They've done literally nothing. Savita, thank you for being a member. Yes, men are dying in their 50s. Everywhere. Yes. Yes, Kintsugi in their 50s. That's no way to die. Yes, she's right, Kintsugi. She's right. It's 100% true. It's absolutely happening. Yes. Lynn, thank you for being a member. Every one of those commentators are paid by Big Pharma. MSNBC will lose billions of Big Pharma dollars. Correct. Yes. Yes. One of the biggest, I think, is it 40% or 50%? Ooh, don't know my numbers on this one, but it's pretty close, something like that. Like 40% of all their ad revenue comes from Big Pharma. Of course, because they didn't defend it. They're defending. They're not defending little guy. They're defending pharma companies. You are absolutely correct, man. 100% correct. Yes. All right. Joe says, RFK, seriously, Larry, why do you hate America? It's true. You got me. I do. It's true. It's true. Yes. Lunatic says cholesterol numbers were manipulated. That's also true. The brain needs cholesterol to function. Also true. Plaques are the issues. More BS from the system. Learn your body. And you're not wrong. The cholesterol numbers are all over the place. Yes, they're rethinking cholesterol completely. You're absolutely correct. That's absolutely happening right now. So Midwest, what? All right, super chat. I'll do it. I have an AMA tomorrow. But thank you for the $5, so I'll deal with it. How do you feel about the LP witches casting on Angela for what she did to Karen and Hollows? I don't care. I don't mean to be cruel. I don't care. I don't mean to be cruel. You asked an opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. What does it matter? Let's assume Angela's a terrible person. And? She's the best person in the world. And? Karen and Hollows, worst person in the world. And? Best person in the world. And? Anything going to change? Anything going to happen? We're going to all of a sudden raise a bunch of money. All of a sudden win a presidency. Win a Senate seat. Anything? No. I don't talk about this stuff. Do you ever hear me? I mean, unless people bring it up. You don't hear me talk about LP drama. There's always LP drama. There's been LP drama for decades. It's always going to be LP drama. For those who know, LP is Libertarian Party. Libertarian Party drama. So, do you ever see me post about it? Do you ever see me talk about it? You ever see me bring it up? No, people always have to ask me. And then people ask me like, it matters so much. There's a lawsuit in Michigan. I don't give a shit. What do I care? They're suing people. And did we make any change in Michigan? No. Then I don't care. Did we win something? I don't care. Did we stop attacks? I don't care. Did we stop a ballot initiative or start another ballot? Whatever. No, I don't care. It doesn't matter. We can't get ballot access for these states anymore because we've already lost Illinois and New York. So that's gone. I can't vote for Libertarian anymore in my state ever. I won't be able to vote for Libertarian again in my state ever. Unless I write them in. Useless. What do I care? I'm not trying to be mean, but I get this. People do it all the time. They DM me, whatever. Do you see what's happening in whatever, Iowa? I don't give a shit. It means nothing. If the party can't get its act together, raise money, and put either put people in place to make some change or some impact. It doesn't have to be a victory. Something. I don't care. It means nothing. So I appreciate your concern. Whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter. What if one of them's right and one of them's wrong? And they'll be mad at each other, and then next month there'll be another piece of drama. So someone will be mad at Angela today for this, and then a month later, mad at her for that. Someone will be mad at Karen Ann next month for this, and then they're not mad at her or something in 2 months, whatever. And so what? I don't care. It's unnecessary drama. That's my view. Unnecessary drama. Don't care. I don't mean to be mean. I'm just being true. Don't care. So anyway, I'm gonna grab a couple more of these if I could. Mr. Matt's Arcade. Lol, he doesn't want to do hard work. RFK just ran for president. Did 1 million interviews, campaigned, did events, fundraised, had court case, did podcasts. Sounds like a hard year to me. Yeah, she's just a terrible human being. She's just terrible. Most of the people on MSNBC are just bad people. Most of them are. They're just bad people. They just talk trash and they're bad people. That's it. PMC Call says, love you, Larry. You're one of the good ones for sure. Oh, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. So he just said, RFK has said once a mom sat outside his home, refused to leave until he read all the materials. She had an autism and she herself was a doctor. This is a true story. He invited her to his home, talked to her, thought it's fine, whatever. And she left the material and she just sat there until he read it. It's a true story. And you know what he did? He read it. So he did. He said, okay. He didn't call the cops. He didn't throw her off. Nothing. He went, okay. And he read it. True story. That actually happened. Yeah, that's the guy. That's crazy. That guy's a bad guy. Right? That's the guy who's the bad guy. Yes. 100%. Mark says, can you imagine how quickly mainstream media would decline once they lose big pharmaceutical advertisements? Which is why they won't do this, which is why they will get behind this 100%. You've hit it perfectly. You've hit it perfectly. That's why they'll stay on it forever. Yes. Vivek says, I can't believe the LP rejects you so many times. The LP rejects me constantly and then wants me to come in for stuff. Constantly. They ignore me constantly and insult me, call me names all the time. It is the norm. And they go, why won't Larry come back and do this thing? And often I do. I still do it. I still go raise money for them when they ask me to. I still support candidates when they want me to. I still do it. So, yes. That's it. I still do it. So, but they get mad. I don't care. It's just more stuff. It's just more stuff. That's all. All right.
Negotiating with Congress on how to actually defend and get more money. Before I worked in the White House, I worked for Ted Kennedy.
Get more money. See, they do have to say the truth. It's about the cash.
Unfortunately, he is turning in his grave thinking about dismantling the institutions he fought for funding, like the NIH.
He fought for funding. He fought for funding.
You can also zero out these budgets, something that you could see a secretary like Kennedy actually recommending to the president to submit in his annual recommendations for a budget. That alone can set back, again, it's not trivial to say generation. I think that
No, it's not trivial. It's lying. It's lying.
What I'm looking for next is who are the appointments to run these agencies under an RFK Jr.
Yep.
That's going to be very interesting.
She's right.
To see who has to kiss the ring and basically say that they agree with these policies and then go run the FDA. Could you imagine?
Really important and terrifying words there from Dr.
Terrifying. We're all going to die. Where did I hear that before? We're
Patel,
gonna
Dr. Patel. Thank you so much. So Susan Page, Robert F. Kennedy's confirmation, not a sure thing. We know that Senators Murkowski and Collins in particular, they're in the health committee. They've expressed skepticism of him in the past, but there are just so many of these nominations. It's at least we have to take it seriously that he might indeed run these agencies, whether it's maybe even through a recess appointment. Let's just talk about
I think
what this truly would mean. I mean, it is to Sam's point of a moment ago. There was a lot of Democrats yesterday I heard from who were, angrily talking about
Democrats are mad. Why are you mad, Democrats? You blew it. Trump was beatable. You only had to do one thing, Democrats, one thing only. Run a primary. Run a primary. Not be the autocrats that you are. Run a primary. And you might have beat him. He was beatable. He was beatable. Yes. Midwest says, thank you for answering the last one. Do you think Trump will put a libertarian in the cabinet like Libertarian Party has been led to believe? My gut says he will look at someone like not Justin Amash, Thomas Massey and say, see, Thomas Massey. And look, I'm not mad. Thomas Massey's the most libertarian congressman there is. So it's not a bad thing. But I think that's the kind of thing he'll do. I don't think he'll take an actual big L libertarian. I don't think any big L libertarians will get into the cabinet. And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think it will be like Thomas Massey, who's, again, the most libertarian congressman we have. So I'm not mad about that. I think him being Secretary of Agriculture is a fine move. I'm happy with that. I would take it. I think he would go out of his way, Thomas Massey, to support small farmers to the best of his ability, which I think is a critical aspect, is supporting small farmers. So I think he will go out of his way to do so. That's my gut. I hope I'm right with that. There could be more. It's possible. He talked about having Ron Paul help out. But Ron Paul's in his 80s. So how much can he actually do? But even bringing him aboard, again, was the most libertarian congressman when he was in Congress. So I think my gut says something like that. That's what I would think. But, I could be wrong. So, all righty. Roy says, I doubt a libertarian would swear fealty to Trump over the Constitution. I think you're right about that. I agree, Roy. I think you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Rand Paul adding Homeland Security. That'd be nice. I would take it. Yep. I would take it. Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great. 100%. So, all righty. Gotcha says, Candace Owens head of Thomas Massey for president. She would run as VP. Thomas Massey is actually more famous than people believe, more popular than people think, right? Absolutely. Vivek says, I think a libertarian will be for the Department of Education. I heard that before. What I heard Angela talk about, Angela said something like she did not believe ever that there'd be a libertarian in anything foreign, like foreign policy, international. She thought if there's anything libertarian, it will be internally, domestic, like Department of Education, Department of Agriculture. So yes, I think Department of Education may get a libertarian. If there is one, I think that'll be it, Vivek. I think you're correct. That's a smart thing. I do believe that. Yes, I think that's right. Yeah. Laura says, I no longer care if I'm crazy or not. I want to be happy and healthy. I want authenticity and transparency. I want to be happy and no longer feel that this issue is a hopeless battle. Me, you, yes. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. Yes. Lynn says they confirmed Rachel Levine with no problem. Good point. Andrea says yes, and the interview with Fair Point. Of course. Yes. Clara says, I'm so glad I could listen to this with Larry Sharpe commentary. I go crazy if I listen to this alone. Yeah. Yeah. I punish myself so you don't have to. See that, Claire? That's it. Yes. Let me wrap this up.
Those undecided voters who might have broke for Trump at the very end because they were concerned about inflation. It's like, well, this is what you get. You not
look at that. They didn't just end it with fear porn. They ended it with scolding. This is what you get for voting for Trump because you cared about inflation. You cared about paying your bills, you selfish poor. You cared about paying your bills, you selfish poor. Now look at the infrastructure of all the elites that will collapse. All the elitists, they will all collapse. Just again, you stupid poors. Yes, that's literally what this guy says every fifth word out of his every fifth sentence out of his mouth is you stupid poors. Yes, Kinzugi, you still haven't learned. Yes. Roy says, hey, eggs on 30 cents, but there goes your health. Their health's gone now, Roy. What are you talking about, dude? Their health's gone now. Working class men are dropping dead in their 50s. Their health's gone now. It's not going to get better all of a sudden. It's been getting worse for years. It's been going downhill already. The worse it does that. It's still going down anyway. Well, at least you have a bunch to get cheaper eggs. Okay, I'll take, if I'm going to die at 50, I'll take the cheaper eggs. I'll take it. That's the best I can get. That's the best I can get. It's terrible. Yes. Laura says you're no longer alone, Claire. There we go. See, we're all together. That's good. Grace says libertarians are so used to being scolded that I'm glad a mainstream party's feeling our pain. There we go. Yes, absolutely.
To say that your concerns about inflation weren't valid. Undoubtedly they were. But by signing up for Donald Trump, you get this. Not only do you potentially get Matt Gaetz as Attorney General.
See that? You get Matt Gaetz Attorney General. And you know what the average person gives a crap about a lot? Who the hell the Attorney General is. Yeah, it's true. I was talking to the women who work at the laundromat down the road, and I said, hey, what do you care about most? Who Attorney General is? She told me. I said, you don't care about eggs? No. Attorney General. Matters to me. I'm concerned. Yeah, no one gives a shit.
And you get Tulsi Gabbard, heading the national intelligence agencies.
Nobody cares. When you can't pay your rent, nobody cares. Do you get that? When your husband or your brother or your father drops dead at 56, you don't give a shit who runs these agencies. Nobody cares except you elites. You elites care tremendously. Nobody else does. They can't even name who the current one is. They don't care.
But now you have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. threatening to take away medical research, vaccinations, and even fluoride.
Here's one thing. None of this should be a surprise to any of us.
See that, you stupid pores? You know what you did? Now eat it, you stupid pores.
Surprise is only those who didn't think Donald Trump would do what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to.
And yes. And he perfect winning. Yes. It's what people wanted. Andrea says it. Thank you for being a member, Andrea. This is what we wanted. Anti-establishment people in position of power. Literally, yes. The smugness is insane. I'm going to stop punishing you because I just can't go any further. But yes, this is crazy. Joseph says, very good, Joseph. Give this guy extra fluoride. You get mine. You get my fluoride. Take mine, Jonathan. You get my fluoride too. You get me and John's. We're going to give you our ration of fluoride. You'll be set. I love that. That is insane. The part, Adrian, you make a very valid point here. I wish there were laws about lying on mainstream media. There are, but nobody seems to care. They just don't care, right? People are struggling. We can't buy houses. We can't rent without having a roommate. We can't afford children. Many of us we're not getting married. We're not even having sex. We're not making relationships. Americans are struggling in every way, shape, or form. We've been fighting for change, screaming for change since Obama. I'm not even joking with that. Since Obama, we've been screaming for change. The government has not given us change, and they've addressed it. The only guy in this entire year of campaigning who was anywhere near mainstream, who was talking about actual family problems was RFK Jr. Now, Marianne Williamson was, but they got rid of her and she didn't run independent. She was talking about it. She was. I'll give Marianne Williamson, she was. Jill Stein kind of was. She went a little bit crazy on the Gaza thing she went much more international because of that. But she did talk a little bit about it. She did talk about it. Marianne Williamson was talking about it all day long. She was, but they completely screwed her. Everybody who was talking about things that mattered was kicked to the curb by the Democratic establishment. Kicked to the curb. No one talked to him. Bernie kicked him to the curb. And Democrats like, I don't understand you, pores. We told you to shut up. Why won't you just shut up? And they finally went, well, no one's talking to us. And then here comes RFK Jr. I'm still talking about it. But he's crazy. But he hears me. I don't give a shit if he's crazy. He hears me. I'm okay. He hears me. I don't care if he's crazy. He hears me. Trump is nuts. He'll burn it all down. He heard Bobby. He's hearing me. Okay. Yes, I don't care. I don't care. The things they're saying and the smugness they have, people just don't care. It's crazy. So Kuda says, can we stop watching the losing team? Let's discuss all the winning ideas to most fun. I do on other stuff. The other videos I put out. Don't you see me do it? I do. I do both sides of this. I do. This is funner in a way, though. But the other part is I also don't want something else. And some of you may not care about this, but I do. I also don't want a system to where we go the opposite way, where it's only one party making everything work, right? One party rule is a bad idea. Just because I might like one of them better than the other at any given time doesn't mean later on I may change my mind, right? I would like us to have much better media and much better systems. That's what I really want, right? That's what I actually do want. That's why I do it sometimes. But yes, but you do. I do it all the time. I do it about both sides. Make America fit and in shape again. Oh, I like that. Let's do all those things. All good. Yeah, I do bring up a lot, right? I do bring up the things that Bobby Kennedy's doing. You see the videos I do whenever I'm on other people's shows. I do it often. And I brought up here before too. If you remember, I was talking about what he should do when he came aboard. I do both. I just thought this is the only time that they're going to be attacking Bobby like this. So I had to jump on top of it just because I thought it was the right one. That's it. Alice says the right thing. We need truth. Yes, 100%. Guys, I'm going to ask you again, please click the button known as like. It does matter. Every bit does count. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, please share this. It does matter. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. They do sometimes unsubscribe me. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Facebook too, if you would. Follow me on Facebook. Thank you for the super chats. Of course, they're great. Membership is important. If you want to become a member, please click that join button on either YouTube, Larry Sharpe or YouTube Sharpe, or either one. $49 per month keeps me going to do more of this and less of other things. And I do so many other things too. Like I pay my bills too, like everybody else. Anyway, I will be on again tomorrow with an AMA. So ask me anything. I'll have that on tomorrow. And I will also be on Monday. I've been trying to, shift and do as many as I can. So I'm going to try again to do it again on Monday too. And I may be able to do talking about my governor and how they talked about what's happening in my state. I might do that on Monday. So I will have a show tomorrow and I will have a show Monday. I will have both of them. I may not have a show Tuesday because I'm doing some events, but I will in the next couple of days do it. Guys, please, as I ask all the time, at the end of this, when it's over, come back and leave a comment. You know who loves that? Mr. Rhythm, Al Gore. Rhythm loves it so much. Please, if you can, head back and drop that. And I will respond. You see, I respond to them all the time. I respond to the comments if I can. Please do so if you would. I will see you all